Damn it, the song ended before I was ready. Hold on. No, you over there. Hold it. Hang on. There. Hi. Greetings and welcome to Saturday Night InSaNiTy. Oh, shit. You caught me. I was fake laughing without actually smiling. Let's get the boys in here.
I came back just in time. Look at that.
Hi, boys.
Hi.
I'm not yet, but I'm getting there.
Oh, I get it.
God damn it with the fucking room jokes, you bastard.
I'm getting it. French class.
What about French class? I want to laugh too.
What the fuck? That's from fucking Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, you...
Uncultured.
Wait a minute, did Twitch just censor you when you said...
No.
I swear it did.
I
You said
censored myself.
And all I saw was your lips moving, saying...
Yeah, I was
Wow.
about to say, fuck.
Twitch's algorithm is getting more advanced all the time.
Fuck shit ass, bitch.
And Stout just broke it. Way to go,
Cocksucker.
Stout.
There you go.
It couldn't handle the extreme profanity of Stout Man.
Like I just say that demonetized.
Demonetized, yes.
In less than 2 minutes.
Boom, 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 boom.
I know.
How was your steak?
It was awesome. My steak that I made correctly was delicious.
I wanted to type in the chat because I was just watching the Twitch. Fuck! It was like, hear Eric raging from here.
It was, for those who missed it, I did a cooking with Zaranyzerak earlier. It will appear on YouTube at some point. But basically, I was doing my steak dinner, and as those of you who watch on a regular basis will know, there's a lot of contention about how I make steak versus how everyone else likes their steak. Bottom line is, it's subjective, okay?
Roboting and hang out, I should say, specifically.
You're roboting, yeah.
I
And
am?
hang out, so you need to, like, sign out and sign back in, I guess.
Oh, okay. Blah, 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 blah. I am a robot. I am a robot.
Literally sounds like a robot.
It does, he sounds like a Dalek.
I will exterminate the hangout. One moment, please.
Yeah, it worked.
It's fine now.
It
And
Is
of
it
course
fine
that
now?
work.
Yeah,
Oh.
it worked now. What the fuck?
Okay. I don't know. Well, I'll just leave it
We're
then.
definitely roboting, though. Everyone else was
I
totally with...
believe you.
Oh yeah, you were definitely roboting.
I even reloaded my own thing first to make sure. I'm like, nope, definitely not just me.
There is two of me, and as much as I'm enjoying the hardcore stroking of my ego,
There it
I
goes.
think we'll move this somewhere else. Where else can we have an awkward angle here?
I don't know, robot
like how you- I
Zaranyzerak.
like how you
Am
took
I
the time
roboting
to
again?
label it awkward angle cam.
Yeah, it was last week.
No, you should put it on your mic stand, looking up your nose.
Oh,
Yeah, I couldn't be here last week because I had
Yeah,
a,
you can look at... Oh, because last week
Oh,
is
that's
when I did a kitchen thing. And
Yeah.
then everyone's like, you should do a cooking show. So I did like a 4-hour cooking show on like Tuesday or something. And then...
there you go, perfect.
Fingers.
Amazing awkward angle cam with wire running through it.
Perfect. So then after the cooking show, I moved the one at the green border at the top there. That was the kitchen cam. So I had the normal one here, and then the kitchen cam there showing the kitchen. So then after making the food, I came back and was chatting. So I just moved the kitchen cam like to way over
do you
there. It was
want,
on the
Bubba?
tripod.
what
And it
the
was like,
fuck, Bubba?
and it was just showing the back of my head. Am I roboting again?
Yeah, you're going in and out.
What the
I think-
frick? Okay.
I think signing outside back.
All right, hold on. I'm still here. They're not. All right, here we go.
Either.
And perfection.
You have to
When you,
Yes, he is.
Sean, when you,
Hello,
aw.
kitty.
When you robot, you literally just sound like Mom when she doesn't think she has to clear her throat. What's wrong with it?
How can you not hear that? Why? Clear your throat. I don't want to. It becomes like a battle of wills to dispel the phlegm.
Yeah.
It's a simple human function I'm asking you to do.
I was in a meeting the other day with my supervisor and one of my teammates. We were basically doing what they call call coaching, where we listen to recordings of our phone calls and critique each other, as well as get feedback from our supervisor. And the girl there, that happened at one point as we were talking. She was like, blah, 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 and she just kept talking, and I'm just like, I'm having a mom moment here. Just like want to stop in the middle of the critique. Clear your throat!
Hey, get out of there, fucker.
Ah, yeah, get in there, get in there.
Get in there more. Right?
Break shit.
Just barely to the point where he can't reach you.
Use your pointy teeth.
Hey. No.
I love that Mopar's comfortable now, so he's given attitude.
Yep.
I'm a cat, yo.
He's got character now.
Yeah, that's awesome.
He's the second mascot for SNI.
Yay. Cat Scott.
Mascot Junior. Sherlock's sleeping, that'd bother her otherwise.
Wake up, cat. Your public demands you.
Here, let's...
Yay, Robot Zaranyzerak is back.
Look, there she is.
Robot.
Yes.
I don't know why.
Embrace the robot.
Honestly,
what I've been
Chipmunk style would come back.
I've been packing boxes away.
Maybe,
See,
hold on.
All that used to be like this,
Here, I'll
and
go to
now
this
it
one.
looks like this.
This one might be better.
I had a giant pile of shit, and it just...
Things are set up a little differently as well. I'm going through a powered USB hub.
Oh,
that explains it.
That might be the problem.
I don't know. I did the entire cooking show through it. It was fine, but maybe...
Well, that was the cooking show. This is this and I.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I'm just thinking maybe Google Hangouts doesn't like it. I don't know.
I'm sure you've got another microphone you can probably assign us to.
I just did.
Oh, yeah. Then it probably fixes the problem.
All right. We'll
I
find
just
out.
want to say, Sean, that you can still, right now at Walmart, buy kitchen bouquet.
Yeah, nice.
Browning.
Gotta feel that flavor in.
I looked it up because I was genuinely curious. What the fuck is this shit?
So
we watched another one of those public domain videos from the 50s. It turned out to be a short infomercial for Kitchen Bouquet Flavor Seal and some brand of beans that he never mentioned, but you could clearly see the label on the can.
Well, and the fact that they keep saying the full title.
Yeah, they don't say, don't pierce the flavor seal with the fork. Don't pierce the Kitchen Bouquet Flavor Seal, which seals in the delicious flavor
God damn it.
with the fork.
It's a concentrated blend of mixes.
Just remember, you won't
vegetable
get
stock,
that.
spices and herbs.
You won't get that flavor seal unless you get the kitchen bouquet.
That's right.
Gotta be kitchen.
It's a veritable bouquet of flavors in your kitchen.
I play ping pong with my Flexolite ping pong paddle.
One thing I forgot to mention with that was like how he cuts the steak for everybody later. It's like he's cutting these paper thin slices, cut diagonally to get bigger slices. Like, but you're cutting it like so thin, and then he gives the guy like 4 of these paper thin little slices. I'm like, no.
Enjoy.
Hey, it was wartime.
It's like, cut out. No, it was the 50s. Everybody was rich.
I know.
But yeah, it's like, no, you figure out how many people you've got. You've got 2 gigantic steaks you just made, and you proportion it evenly between each person. Here you go.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Just like give them a steak. It's not like it's a roast or
It's
something.
like, here's your slab of meat. Enjoy.
Oh my
Especially
God.
that Kitchen Bouquet Flavor Seal.
How concentrated is this shit? Holy crap!
Are you reading all up about
Yeah.
all
Okay,
about it?
when you buy it, it comes in a 4-ounce bottle.
That's it?
4 ounces. That's it. You know
Holy
what the
shit.
servings per container is?
What?
About 24.
What?
That's what I'm wondering. I'm like, how
like
fucking
24
concentrated is
steaks?
this shit?
Do you dilute it
It's
with
like-
water or something? Like,
About 24 servings.
I'm looking at the serving size 5.0. That's all it says. 5.0 what? It's a 4-ounce bottle of liquid.
drops?
What is it at 5.0?
Get an eyedropper. You gotta get an eyedropper.
I don't know. He seemed to
God
have
damn.
like the guy in the video had like a gigantic bottle of it, and he was like not using it liberally. Covered every
Yeah, they
square
want
inch of that
food.
steak.
They want you.
Its bestseller rank is, you know how they have like, number 1 bestseller, blah blah. This is
Yeah.
number 2,733
Wow.
in
Well,
food.
Clearly, we got to get that infomercial back into regular circulation because people have forgotten just how wonderful it is to seal in
Kitchen
that
bouquet,
flavor
man.
with kitchen
Yes,
bouquet.
yes, because they have such amazingly hardcore competition as, what is it? No, go away. Fuck you, Walmart. As Gravy Master browning sauce.
Oh.
Oh.
See, they were smart. They put
It's hard to
gravy
beat gravy,
in the
man.
title, and now you know people love gravy. So.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know why
Apparently
it's keeping the controls up again, folks. I'm sorry about that. Google Hangouts are tetchy. So everyone
So what I was
has
gonna say
control
is-
buttons up their nose.
That scene reminded me of the scene in Men Who Shot Liberty Valance.
Ah,
There's a scene in that movie where the sheriff is getting a steak at the local restaurant or whatever they have there. And literally their steaks cover the entire goddamn plate. And the plate is like this big. And I'm
I've had
just sitting there
steaks like
thinking,
that before.
that looks amazing.
Yeah. Sorry about that, guys.
The Ron Swanson seal of approval.
Flattered by the Bionic.
Or was it, I've been watching more Parks and Rec. I watched an episode recently where everybody was gone, so Ron, I think Audrey wasn't there, and so Ron needed another assistant, so he hired Andy to be his assistant for the day, and they're like talking about, oh, what are we gonna do for lunch, and he's just like, oh, I know this great burrito place, and it's like, oh, I don't really like Mexican food. It's like, no, they have this thing called the meat tornado. And he goes on to describe it, and then Ron just stops him and is like, you had me at meat tornado. And then later in the episode, Ron like has a barbecue set up in his office, and they're like making steaks and hot dogs on it.
And still my favorite part of that
great.
show is when he's sitting in the middle and he gets that round desk. And like the lady's
think I
trying.
got
I've
there yet.
used the animated GIF
Okay.
of before where he's just sitting in the swivel chair, and he's in this.
Oh,
round
that
desk,
one.
and the
Yeah,
lady's
yeah.
trying to talk to him. He just keeps going like this.
Just keep spinning around.
Spinning
Just
around.
like running around the desk trying to talk to him. Ron Swanson is my kind of asshole. Love him.
And I am proud to share his last name.
I think one of my favorites is the one where he's like, I haven't seen much of the show. I've kind of just seen parts of that. It's
I've just started season 3, so
okay.
yeah.
I think this was season 1 or 2. Was this one? It was when he was doing some kind of home renovation, Ron Swanson,
Mm-hmm.
and something like that. And then his coworker was like telling him how all the stuff had to be built to code.
Oh,
and
yeah,
all this
yeah.
stuff. So he gives him like the Idaho building code or whatever it is, and then like very first thing he does is just run it through the saw.
I love that.
Yeah.
It just has this like delighted smile on his face as he looks up.
That's right.
Yeah, Ron's great.
It's up to the Ron Swanson building code. That's all that matters.
The show is one of the best shows of all time. It's so
Oh.
fucking
It's brilliant.
yes.
Yeah, Rosie posted a video yesterday, I think it was. Yeah, it was yesterday, and I was watching a couple episodes of it with the headphones on. Meanwhile, she was playing Minecraft with her friends and doing a video for her YouTube channel. and she was commenting about how loud I was laughing. And she's like, and you're laughing while you're eating chips. So then, of course, hearing that, I just had to start playing it up, right? So like, so that's on YouTube now. That's on Rosie's YouTube channel.
Yeah, I saw they got posted. I haven't watched it yet.
Now, to her credit, she was trying to film horizontally because I taught her all about that. But she did the intro vertically and then turned the camera horizontal, not realizing it doesn't switch unless you start a new video. So the whole thing's vertical, but
some newer phones now fix that. But
yeah, it was unintentionally vertical.
Not every phone can do that. In fact, I would say the vast majority of them probably can't.
So if you watch like this for all 40 minutes, you can see what she's doing on Minecraft.
Yes, I will.
Actually, you could, because you have the you have the vertical screen. You can put it on that, and it'll look normal.
I didn't have room on the new desk, so I actually had to get rid of the vertical screen.
Oh, bummer.
I haven't had a vertical screen for a long time.
That sucks. I know you love
Oh,
that
that's
thing.
right. Okay. I'll get back to triple monitor eventually.
Playing pinball games just isn't the same.
I haven't played pinball since, in fact.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just I've been like, but I had vertical for a while.
And old school vertical shoot 'em ups, arcade shoot 'em ups.
I don't have that many of those,
And
unfortunately.
racing games, yeah. So I got a few pickups this week. You guys got
I've
pickups
got
this week?
one.
Let's see, I have
I don't have any.
24.
Whoa!
God
What? Does GarbageGamer have the most pickups this week?
I have
Yes.
one.
I mean, they're all related to each other, but they're all individual,
I have
Oh,
6.
so they do count as items. So
Wow. Okay. Well, let's.
The system is actually how the system works.
Well, let's go in reverse alphabetical order and start with Bluto.
Figures.
Oh, nice. I like that cover.
I want to
I
see
do
it very
too.
badly.
I haven't seen it yet, but
Heard
Looks
really,
awesome.
really good things.
It looks so
me too.
70s action film.
That's what they're going for.
I didn't even know that thing existed, but I want to see it based on that cover. Oh, that's it, right? You had
No,
one.
you can't have the Blu-ray.
All right.
Eh,
Well, that was
We're
awesome.
tagging.
Thanks for sharing all of your pickups. Now, Stoudman.
was that all your pickups?
Yes,
Yeah.
He had one.
Oh,
He said.
Okay. What
He
the
showed
fuck?
it. We're
Well,
done
Well,
now.
that is Dowd Man, how dare you let GarbageGamer have more pickups than you?
Yeah, you're slipping, man. Come
Hey,
on.
I had to pay like $1,000 in taxes this year, so fuck you.
You should be spending every day
See,
at FYE.
Dowd, I'm on the other end. I'll be getting thousands of dollars from taxes this year.
I
wish it
haven't
were
got my
straight.
T4 yet, so but I only got
But to be fair-
$34 last year, and it went
To be
straight
fair-
to health care. So,
This is the one time a year that I do pay taxes, so it makes sense. If
oh,
think
you just
about
let it. Yeah, I see. Yeah. Honestly, doing like self-employed, that's
Yeah,
probably the easiest way to do it.
Yeah, as an
Just
independent contractor. you
figure
just,
it out.
you know.
Once a year.
So I got a new chair because my old chair, the arm fell right off when I came to sit down. Because look at that! You
I was wondering how
Wow.
long to sustain that laugh.
oh my god, that was impressive.
It just kept going.
No, we no.
I was waiting just for somebody like Stoud to notice, and he just didn't for a while.
I did notice. I was just watching and
I know,
waiting.
we all stopped and just were watching.
Now we need Cass's imaginary event happening that's causing the laugh fucking hard.
Oh,
So for those who don't know, Cass's big thing with me is like I've done this before, and he made a video once that said, "Should have bought a better chair.
yes.
Should have bought a better chair." So that's always been a thing. Should have bought a better chair with us, and
Yeah.
And in
let's-
fairness, Stoud has gotten me with my own words the couple times I've had crappy chairs. So
yes,
Yeah, you're
But-
Chong.
and
my
when-
Chong, yes.
Your Chong.
Chong.
when,
should have
when
bought a better
Stoud-
Chong.
when Stoud mentioned in the Discord chat that he got a new chair, I was like, so you finally got a better chair.
I'll link to it. That's the chair I got.
It has been a thing forever, ever since, and always will.
It's an incredibly rare and expensive Amazon Basics mid-back mesh chair.
There you go.
Oh, how much did you spend on
Wow.
About $50.
that? Can you send me a link to that?
It's in the chat. Yeah,
Okay.
Cool.
Oh, there.
I think yours is about 5, maybe 6 times better though.
I
One
see
I
what
right
you mean
now?
by the girl
Yeah.
being incredibly
$50,
short.
actually. It
To the decimal point.
was a $50 chair about 4 years ago.
Oh,
I'm gonna be spending about $300 on a chair though.
I do
But you
like
have
the
those
mesh
Joe Rogan
back, though.
chairs.
The mesh back, for whatever reason, just feels better
That's
for
my
me.
nipple. I don't need it pierced.
Yeah.
Ow! 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 Okay, you can go, but Jesus, let go of my nipple.
I went
Um,
to,
so
I went
Stout,
to a local Goodwill today.
pickups?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
okay.
went to a local Goodwill today, and I found some DVDs. The one that made it worth the whole trip was this one.
Ooh.
Geek 2.
That movie that's getting a Blu-ray soon.
Yay.
It is getting a Blu-ray soon, but for the moment being,
The
this is
moment
worth
being.
$40 on Amazon.
Wow.
So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna buy this and sell it, and that'll pay for all the shit that I get
Pay
today.
for the Blu-ray
There
version.
you go. I have never
Uh,
seen that. I've seen the first one though. I saw it.
I
in
like
the
Yeah, I've
theater.
never seen it either. So,
I remember liking the first one.
so the other things that I found, I'll be paid for by that. After Hours.
Awesome movie.
I've never actually seen it, but Martin
Yeah.
Scorsese.
I bought it years ago too, so it's awesome.
Nice.
Sweet.
Never seen it.
I like that his head is being used to wind the watch.
Yes. And then I got Freaky Friday, which is one I've been trying to get in my collection.
Oh, the
for a long
original.
time.
Nice.
The
Never
original,
seen it.
yeah.
I haven't seen
That-
the remake either.
That is a Disney movie that features a young person smoking.
That one's
Which is
probably a little more-
probably
It was
why
from
we
the
don't
set.
see it anymore.
probably
Then I
why-
found this Revenge,
Never heard of it.
Kevin Costner movie by Tony Scott.
I have seen that.
Oh, you said it's by a Scott and it's got Kevin Costner. Okay, I want to see it now.
Oh my god. Okay, Mindy was crazy about that movie. She had like such a like celebrity crush on Kevin Costner. So there's a scene in it where he's, being beaten up by some toughs basically, and she's just like like it's a movie. He's not actually being beaten up.
He's gonna get revenge.
It's
It's in the
Hey.
title.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, wait, he has to be wronged before he can get
Man,
revenge.
My girlfriend
The
has
way it
all sorts
works.
of awesome my girlfriend does reactions like that. It's the most pure and beautiful thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
We were watching it, and she's like, oh, like the certain moments happening. And she's
That's
like, oh my god, oh god. It was
No,
beautiful.
in her case, it was just being theatrical for attention, and it was fucking annoying.
Should do Kevin Costner in Solemnly Accepting My Fate, and then it's just the tough beating up scene for 2 hours.
Solely accepting my face.
Yeah.
And
The
he's a
last
bloody
thing I
mess.
got
The end. Smurfs,
was
The Lost
Smurfs,
Village.
The Lost Village,
Nice. Yeah, Frank sent that
Which
one.
is-
Yeah, I still haven't watched it.
actually a really good movie.
I've heard it's kind of a reboot, doing Smurfs the way it should have been done in the first place.
Yes, absolutely.
Nice. I will have to check that out.
That's all I got.
Sweet. Some good stuff. Okay. Garbage Gamer, what you got? I'm afraid.
I'm already. Be very afraid. So to kind of bring it over here to kick things off, I finally have in my possession the Intellivision 2.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's the actual Intellivision 2.
Oh yeah, it's a real one.
Wow, I didn't realize how much smaller it was.
Yeah, it's not very. I mean, it's not small, but it's not very big.
Yeah, like compared to the Intellivision 1.
Oh yeah, the original one was like you know, it's falling apart.
Yeah, it's like way bigger.
It's probably about that long. Yeah,
Wow.
these controllers could just fall out. Yeah.
Yeah,
They
the
hang in there.
ColecoVision controllers go in like that too.
Let's see.
Parked
Put
in
this
the console.
this way. This over here.
That's
Stay.
awesome.
Let me kind of put these away real quick here. Face them the right way.
Hmm.
So they kind of go in and slot in there. Let's set this back up over here. Get it out of the way. Okay. So,
Okay.
so the next part is all the games I got for it.
I had a feeling.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're all related. So,
Uh-huh.
so the first one is the Dreadnought Factor.
Of course.
I had to get the Dreadnought Factor.
That's awesome.
Got that.
Those cases
got
are
a-
really nice.
This is actually I only got the game in the manual,
Oh.
so I put it
okay.
in like one of these game cases. So it's
Oh,
like
never mind.
renting it from back in the day.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Never mind.
The rest of these though are in their complete original cases, actually complete in box. So these next couple ones here are from the Electric Company. It is Math and Word Fun.
Nice.
Math fun and word fun.
I was just watching some of the old Spidey Super Stories on YouTube from that.
But I absolutely love these boxes. Almost all of them, except for like a few, are like this, where they're actually gatefold. They open up like this.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so there's the
classy.
overlays, the manual, and the cartridge there.
I think I've got a couple of Atari 2600 ones like that, but most of them were not.
So, got some more iMagic games.
Mm.
Got Nova Blast.
Imagic. I love their cases, their boxes.
Yeah, they're all like that.
All shiny
here's-
and pretty. They're
Here's
beautiful.
Demon Attack.
Yes! I have that for
Goddamn
the
demons.
2600. I played the shit out
Hard.
of that. Love that game.
This next one is hard as fucking balls. Holy crap. That's Dragonfire.
I can confirm that. That's the other one I
Artwork
have.
on that shit.
Oh, I know. That's
And it's actually it's like claymated. It's like
Yeah.
a clay figure.
it's like a little model.
Yeah.
But
Oh, yeah, I should probably show. So that it actually slides up like that.
yes,
And the
that-
game is
the
sitting
Atari
in like a
one's like
plastic
that too.
tray.
But yeah, that one and Demon Attack are the two Imagic games I had, and I played the shit out of both of them. I loved them.
So yeah, you've already seen Beauty and the Beast.
Yes.
So I had that. You've also already seen Advanced Treasures of Dragons, Treasures of Tarman.
Yes.
Shown that one off. Getting here, I have the other Advanced Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, you got it. Nice.
Yeah, it actually came with it.
That was the first one.
I like those
Yeah,
boxes.
this is the
I
first
would buy
one.
those
Yeah.
for the boxes alone.
Oh yeah, the boxes are great.
As a D&D fan, those are just really nice old school D&D art.
Yeah, for sure.
They don't make those frame the art design on it, like not the painting, but like the frame,
Yeah.
the text,
Right, yeah.
that stuff anymore.
Actually, a lot of
They
the
did
artwork
that for the game books too.
the Mattel released
Back then.
Intellivision games are
They-
just fantastic.
they did
they
for
remind
anniversary
me-
release a few years ago, but that was about it.
So like, here's Night Stalker,
Nice.
Oh, God.
and
Look at
so
that.
look at the artwork on that shit.
Yeah, that's really nice.
That's a movie I want to see right there. Look at that. That's a
Yeah.
movie I want to fucking see.
Spy,
Night Stalker.
robot spiders, stealth
And
stuff.
Labyrinth.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, so here's Armor Battle.
Nice.
that's another movie I'd totally see.
I think a lot of these you're gonna be saying the same thing.
Those are
Yeah,
great numbers.
I love art like that though. I love
Yeah,
art.
so do I.
So here's Space Hawk.
Oh,
Yep,
yes.
absolutely want to see that.
Yep.
Totally.
With
I'm pre-ordering tickets right now.
Dude, hold on, hold back up, wait, hold back.
Hold on.
Look at that, it's a gelatinous cube alien creature. That's probably his best friend. It's probably cute. Makes all
Dude, that ass is thick, bro.
It's gonna look how thick it is. Look how thick the eyes on that guy. He's a huge junk in his trunk.
He's thick. He's DHICC.
Jeez, look at the butt on that one.
Thick.
Yeah, it must work out.
Hardened
So here's,
space adventurer.
Here's the totally not trench run Star Strike.
Wow,
Nice.
that's totally a rip off of Star Wars I've watched.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
I mean, looking at the pictures in the back, it's totally.
Oh my god, it's a trench run.
Yep.
It's the trench run,
They did.
and I had this is one of the games I had as a kid. I remember playing
That's
it.
great.
So here's Astro Smash.
Oh yes.
This
Yep.
is actually one of the more popular. If Intellivision is ever seen in a movie, it's usually this game or Frog Bog.
Yeah.
which
That's
Frogmog was in. Oh
Grandma's
God!
Boy?
Yes, thank you.
Mhm.
So
I
yeah, there's
think there's an Intellivision and Princess Bride too. Maybe it's an Atari.
there's that.
Now, the Intellivision 2 is backwards compatible, right, with
Yeah.
regular Intellivision games? Yeah.
It was just a 1982 later release
Oh, okay.
with detachable controllers and shit.
Oh, yeah, I guess it was just really the design of the console
Yeah,
itself.
they
that
just
changed,
made
but
it
otherwise
made it
it's
a little
just
smaller.
It's an Intellivision.
It's like an
Plug in.
NES2 or a SNES2,
Right.
same thing but
Right.
smaller.
Right,
A
I
top
can remember.
loader.
So here's Space Battle.
It's later on in the manufacture process, so they make it smaller. You know.
And this
Awesome.
was during the era where they would probably,
Love those art.
get really inspired by certain pieces
Is there
of
a
artwork.
book of intelligent art? Because I want it then.
I
There's
mean,
like-
even something. I think I've showed this one to the guys before, and I think I showed it to Skin Slip, and he said it looked like Smokey and the Bandit on the cover. This is Las Vegas Poker and Blackjack.
It does. It's a Smoking the
It
Bandit.
does.
Dude,
Or
that's
the
totally
best-
Smoking the Bandit right there.
Or the best little whorehouse in Texas.
Or
Yeah.
Stroker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seagull Stroker.
There's that. Here's NHL hockey.
There apparently is no book on the art.
I mean, like even the sports games had freaking badass artwork.
See,
Look at
that
Yeah,
clearly
that's
would
actually
be a
really cool.
movie starring a young Robert Redford as the coach of the team.
Yes.
Yes, Worm Disease. Star Crash is a ripoff of Star Wars.
Correct. And it's an immensely entertaining one as well, by the way.
And so is War in Space. And War in Space, even though it was released like months before in
Mhm.
Japan, months before Star Wars was released in Japan, because the director had seen Star Wars in Hawaii on vacation
Hmm,
and
right.
went back.
Oh yeah.
We need to make this movie. We need to make it now before they release this movie.
Right, so the next one here is one of the few not made by Mattel. Here's Activision's Stampede.
Nice.
It was also released on the 2600.
Be a real cowboy.
Here's
Looks like a sequel to the Cowboy Way or something, you know.
it's actually this was sold at KB, or KB Toys,
Uh-huh.
for $27.99, marked down to $5.99.
Wow.
But yeah,
My grandpa's hammer for the savings.
Rab stars.
so here's again, this is another one that Mattel kind of steered away. Or I guess they wanted to go for the arcade artwork.
Mm-hmm.
So here's Burger Time.
Ah, okay.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. That looks like a fucking great kid show.
So,
Yes.
it's also my mother's absolute favorite game on the console.
That was a pretty fun one. I didn't play Burger Time that much, but
This
I know a lot of people did.
had ports on practically every console, all the way up
Oh,
to
yeah.
the original NES.
Oh, God, yeah.
Let's see. So
The NES one's pretty good, too, as I recall, as far as being arcade
so here's another one,
accurate.
NFL football.
Nice.
Again, I would look at this cover and I want to
also
go watch
starring
it.
Robert Redford as the coach.
Oh, no, I see this as concept poster art for Rudy.
Rudy.
So
I was gonna say, and Nick Nolte as the always angry team owner.
That's right.
and last but not least, certainly not least, Major League Baseball.
Starring Robert
Again,
Redford as the
Again, I
coach.
swear
Angels in the outfield.
Angels in the outfield, or I swear I have some wood grain Topps baseball cards with artwork like this on it.
So last week was the Logan Paul episode. This week is the Robert Redford episode.
Apparently, Robert Redford
Apparently.
as the coach episode.
So, so that was all the games. I got the console, and I needed something else. I'm like, okay, I got everything. Everything works. I put it on my TV. Looks like shit. Perfect. Amazing.
Exactly as expected. Works as expected. All right.
Yeah, works as expected. I go, but this is the Intellivision. I haven't touched this thing in like 25 years. I want to do it properly.
Uh-huh.
So I took a trip over to my local St. Vincent de Paul, and I bought myself a CRT.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
That's the way to do it.
An old-
Absolutely.
That's a
An
good
old
size one,
Toshiba.
too.
Yeah, it's a 20-inch Toshiba. And these games just look absolutely incredible on them.
Good number. Good size too for playing games.
Yeah, I mean, there are two reasons. As you can see, I got the composite cables here, but this hooks up RF, obviously. So it's the RF's in the back. But I got the composite hooked up so I can play my light gun games finally again.
Hooray! Like games are
Excellent.
awesome.
Because I have, a Dreamcast and a lot of original PlayStation games and PS2 games that use like the gun con and all that. So I got like all 3 Time Crisis games and shit. So that's it.
That is excellent.
That is
Congratulations.
after
JL says he's been obese with Jumanji for some reason.
Obese.
I don't know what he- really.
Obese with Jumanji, ladies and gentlemen.
There it is, obsessed. I literally couldn't even think of what you were trying to say.
Oh,
Jay.
obsessed.
I could not.
Oh, that makes so much sense.
I've been obese with Jumanji.
Like, did you just mean a lot of like Jumanji themed candy or something? I don't.
Because Jumanji is fat,
Is there like a hostess
pH.
thing going on or something? You know,
I've seen Jumanji so many times.
Twinkie.
makes me fat.
there we go.
No, that's cool. Obsessed. Okay. Anyway,
Oh,
sorry,
yeah.
that was just a funny. I don't understand what this means.
All pixel.
A lot of Jumanji.
And also, in mentioning the topic of our episode, he said Robert Refred.
Robert Refred, yeah.
That's okay though. I mean, that's an easy one to fuck up.
Good old Robert Refred.
Yeah, not obsessed and obese.
Burger time.
Burger
was
time.
delicious.
So is that everything, Eric?
Speaking of eating things,
That is everything.
Awesome.
That is awesome. That's awesome, Eric, that is everything.
My turn.
Congratulations on everything.
My turn finally.
Wait, doesn't Cass have something?
No.
There we go. Finally.
Okay.
My turn finally.
Yay!
I have stories, but we'll do those after.
It's my turn finally.
Hold on.
Put on some tea. I have stories.
In the Robert Redford episode.
Oh,
Actually,
The Robert Redford episode.
God damn it!
Yes.
No.
There.
no,
Just had to get our thumbnail,
before he does his thing on.
What movie are you talking about where he's
I have
with
one
the fucking
pickup.
coach?
For fuck's sake.
All of them. Every sports
One
movie
pickup.
ever.
One.
Sorry, what was that?
Your pickup.
Cap?
Is it the sports movie with Robert Redford as the coach?
Actually, yes, there is. I don't know what it is, though. Hang on. I found a
Isn't
picture.
he's like a coach of somebody who's like a ski guy or something?
A ski guy. Yeah, there's
Ski
that
coach.
one. There's a ski coach
coach.
A
one.
natural.
But there's this
He
one
wasn't
as well.
coaching that.
It,
Baseball. See, he's coaching.
He's not a coach. He plays the main character. He's the natural.
oh,
It's against us like my friends.
Well, see, that only shows
Starring
how
Robert
wrong
Redford as the
Hollywood
guy who
is.
talks to the coach.
Missing the opportunity to have Robert Redford as the
He's
coach
that
of
one
something.
guy in the crowd that looks interesting.
Sorry, Cass, you were going to say something?
Oh my
No,
god!
just
Really?
let's get some dudes pick up.
Okay.
This is very
Skin
patiently
Slip,
waiting.
do you have a pickup?
Angry.
Oh, he fell
Maybe.
asleep.
I only got one thing because I
Okay.
bought 18 bankers boxes. So,
Holy
because
crap.
I used to have that pile. That pile used to be all over here too,
Oh, wow.
but now it's sorted and organized.
Yay.
Packing up other things, like I don't need to show all my VHS, so I packed up all of those like the
Gotcha.
really shit ones and that are still my collection, but I just I don't need to see them at all times, and
Yes.
gives me more room to put like
new things.
On my shelf.
Yeah, stuff you're actually watching.
And then, so I only got myself one thing because I bought those, and I helped buy my girlfriend a plane ticket so she can come out next month. So
Yay!
I picked up Beyond the Seventh Door. So picture the room and the cube combined.
Cool.
Like I
So
said earlier,
this-
I like one of those movies.
This guy is named Lazar Rockwood, the name of the actor, by the way, who's essentially the what's his face, the Tommy Wiseau.
Tommy Wiseau.
He looks like he's the Canadian Tommy Wiseau. It's a Canadian film, and he
Perfect.
and his ex-girlfriend and some people try to rob this dude of his millions of dollars, but the house is booby-trapped, and there's 6 deadly rooms they have to get through.
Nice.
And so they get Beyond the Seventh Door is the millions for them. But it's apparently legendarily bad.
Sounds awesome.
Of course.
And it was only available on bootlegs prior to this release. So I bought it for
Nice.
it was on sale for like $11. I want to do it in
like fun.
Psychotronic coast to coast because it looks awesome and bad and great. Just look at the trailer. You'll fucking die laughing at some of the overacting.
Excellent.
So yeah, that was my
Best
one pickup.
All right. Well, I got some comics. I got some Blu-rays.
VHS.
Laserdisc.
Okay, there we go.
Start with
Comics?
the Laserdisc.
Okay. You guys always say comics, so comics.
I said Laserdisc.
So comics. All right, so I just actually stopped by the comic store today, but did I get all these today? Yes, I did. I got all of these today. You've seen all the other stuff I got. So I got the Rough and Ready Show issue 2. And the Justice League just got bigger. They now have Chrysler, apparently. Okay.
Chrysler, you say?
Sure. And the Rough and Ready Show number 3.
That's my baby.
New Leash on Life. Yeah. And then we got Scooby Apocalypse number 19. They now have backup stories featuring Secret Squirrel, by the way. And slight visual change with Scooby Apocalypse number 20. Notice the new sort of logo and issue number style there. So I'm guessing that's the norm from now on. And the latest issue number 21. You can get a look at Secret Squirrel there too, actually. Kind of another one of the reimaginings. I don't know what happened to Dick Dastardly and Muttley. I thought it was a 6-issue series. It seems to have disappeared after issue 2. I don't know if it got canceled or what, but I haven't seen it around. And then you knew I was excited about this one because I really liked how they did the Flintstones. And this is actually being written by Jimmy Palmiotti, who I follow on Twitter, and forgot for the longest time why I'd followed him, i.e. because he's a comic book writer. I just thought he was a really interesting guy. And it's like, actually for the longest time, I so forgot who he was, I just assumed he was one of my viewers. So probably said some nasty things to him at some point. Anyway, he's writing this one. We have The Jetsons, issue number 1. It's the new reimagining of The Jetsons. And then issue number 2, which I'm guessing that's Johnny Quest. I could be mistaken. I haven't read these yet. So, but apparently the Jetsons meet Johnny Quest in here.
Because that makes sense.
And then issue 3. Well, they met the Flintstones, so why not meet some of the others too? You know,
Just because it looks like Johnny Quest, it could be Elroy. For fuck's
That's
sake.
true. It could be Elroy dressed up like Johnny Quest. Maybe it's the Halloween
Exactly.
issue. Then we have Rom and the Micronauts, issue number 1, which is pretty cool. First time they've ever crossed over directly. And this was just an instant yoink when I saw it on the shelf. Transformers versus Visionaries. Yes, the Visionaries are back. Now, something puzzled me, though. The first page says
Kind of cool.
previously, and
Yeah,
gives
for the
some...
new First Strike crossover, I think, isn't it?
Backstory. No, it's strictly Visionaries previously. I'm like, did I miss the return of Visionaries, or is this the return of Visionaries, or are they is it coming out of sequence? Like, what's going on? I don't want to miss any Visionaries. Anyway.
Well, you're too late. You missed it. You'll never get to see it or read it ever.
That's right.
Damn it, Bethany, he guessed it.
Loser.
And then that's it for the single issues. And then picked up Rick and Morty, Volume 6, which features issues 26 through 30.
Yep, I gotta get on this.
And then, there's 6 volumes, and then there's the Lil Poopy Superstar. So there's actually 7 books. And then
I assume those are very good.
They are fantastic. I've been really, really enjoying them. If you like the show, definitely read the comics. It is equally as good. Yeah, and it's just fantastic. You hear the characters' voices in your heads as you're reading. It's like the dialogue is that spot on. And then finally, I picked up the previous story arc to this, which naturally leads into this one. So I thought, yeah, I should probably get that one too. So when I finally finish reading the other one, I can just go straight into this one. I got World War Hulk. So there you go. Yeah. So this is this was, of course, originally a massive crossover event that followed on from the Civil War crossover event. This does not have any of the crossovers in it. It's just the core story, the core miniseries. And I'm okay with that, because I don't need to read all 200 Marvel comics that came out that year.
You should read. I can give you an essentials guide, like After Smash. There's a few things with After Smash that are definitely really cool to read, but
all right, cool.
Those are like ignorable.
And there you go. So that's it for the comics. A good stack, a few catch-ups. There's a new Gem miniseries called Dimensions that I need to pick up. I've already missed the first issue. I'm getting annoyed with all the Gem I've been missing lately. So today, stopped by Best Buy, picked up the one significant new release this week, which is, of course, It, the new one, or
I saw that last night.
Ka in French.
I will give it. I give it a 7 out of 10, actually.
Yeah, you mentioned that in Discord there. So I've heard that this is quite good, and I've been looking forward to it. So as I was walking around Best Buy, just kind of browsing, seeing like, I could use maybe a bigger memory card, or maybe another USB cord, or just kind of browsing around. I'm getting so tired of Best Buy, and I understand that they are clearly required to do this, but I had like no less than 3 people come up to me. Do you need any help? Do you need help finding everything? Are you finding everything okay? I'm like, can you just fuck off and leave me alone, please? I am quite content to browse, and I enjoy the quest of trying to find the thing I want. I don't want to ask for help. I'm a guy, but
I don't need the government to hold my
more
hand.
than that, I'm a guy who probably knows more about every product in the store than you do. So just leave me alone. But so one guy, but normally I just say no, I'm fine, and then they go away. They take the hint, they leave. So I'm like looking at the USB cables. I've got my basket. The only thing in it is the It Blu-ray, and then one of the reps is like, "Do you need help finding anything?" I'm like, "No, I'm fine." And he's like, "Oh, that's such a good movie." I'm like, "Yeah, that's what I've heard." It's like, "Did you see the original?" Yes. And he's like, "Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah." Like,
oh God.
I'm like, I'm not having this conversation with you because I actually really like the original, but and I was just like, yeah, like trying to make it. Most people would take the hint from my body language and guttural non-verbal responses that I really don't want to talk to you. Please go away.
I feel awkward talking to you. Fuck off.
Yeah, but he kept going, and then he's just like, yeah, the book was really weird in some places. Like, really went to some strange places, Like,
oh my God, let's not talk about this, bro. Jesus Christ.
Can you just let me look at the fucking USB cables, please? So, I don't know. Like, stop trying to engage me. It is making me less inclined to be engaged. Anyway, last thing, certainly not least, that I got in the mail, it was actually thanks to you guys. It was purchased with my Amazon gift card last month, which is all thanks to you guys using my links and buying stuff through Amazon. It also didn't hurt that this was on sale for like half price. Picked up the complete series of Knight Rider on Blu-ray.
Nice.
Yeah. So
Awesome.
I watched the pilot movie and part of the second episode, and then I watched the pilot movie again with Rosie. At first she was like, oh, I don't know, it doesn't look very interesting. I'm like, trust me, just watch the first episode.
Very interesting.
And then if you don't like it, fine. So we watched the first episode, and right from the, like, even the first couple scenes where he's not even Michael Knight yet, he's still Michael Long undercover, she was, like, enjoying it, like, enjoying the mystery and the espionage and stuff. And then, of course, once the car gets introduced, she was like, this is so cool. and like, she knew nothing about it. So I was like, okay, we have to watch the first episode because she doesn't even know the car talks.
Oh, nice.
So we get to the point where you know, Michael's driving along, and he's like, oh, I really should probably turn on the radio or something. And then that's the first thing Kit says is like, what would you like to hear? He's like, wah, who said that? And then she just loved like all the sass that Kit gives to Michael throughout and everything, and it's just such a great kind of, you know, buddy.
Why do you sound like Mr. Feeney?
Who's Mr. Feeney to last?
I wonder why.
But yeah, so needless to say, she really enjoyed it, and we're probably going to watch some more. But
Nice.
I was very happy to introduce her to the wonderful world of Knight.
I think you actually introduced me to Knight Rider as well.
Quite possibly. I remember you and I watching... Yeah, I think I did, actually, because I remember it was on, like, repeats one time, and I was like, oh, Knight Rider, cool, we should watch this. And we got to a scene where there was, like, you know, a car chase, of course, as there always is, because it's Knight Rider. And it's like some big car chase, and, you know, you're getting to see some of the things that Kit can do, like, can maneuver really well, and he goes really fast and stuff. And then they're, like, getting to, what was it? They were heading to, like, a roadblock or something. There was, like, I think it was, like, a semi-truck in the way. And,
well, I remember what it was. Like, it was buried. The car was buried under a bunch of logs.
That's right.
That's like where the bad guys had left and, like, just buried Kit, and then they took off or something like that.
Yeah, and they were like...
And so Kit was explaining, like, you know, we need to shake the logs off, otherwise we're just going to take them with us, and that sort of thing.
Right, yeah.
Like, it used the suspension to, like, shake off the logs and everything. And
yeah. But no, there was another part where they were heading towards, like, a barricade or something, and they said, well, maybe we should use the turbo boost. And you're thinking, like, oh, turbo boost probably just means it goes really fast or something.
Yeah.
So they hit the turbo boost. Of course, anybody who watches the show knows the turbo boost is what launches Kit into the air, so he can, like, jump over stuff. So it's like, you're like, okay, he's probably just going to go really fast. He hits the turbo boost, and he's like, whoa!
Yeah. You know, I remember my reaction. It's like, oh my god!
Yes, welcome to my world every week. Yeah, that was great.
So, speaking of, you're done your pickups, Sean?
Yes, that was the last one. I saved
That was
the big
everybody?
one,
Okay.
the big one for last.
Actually, I made notes on my phone so I could remember stuff I wanted to bring up at SNI.
Oh, God.
I don't seem to forget a story.
As things occur to you.
Yeah, there were more, but I can't remember. It was some follow-up Mum things, actually.
Ah, yes. Mm-hmm.
It was some stuff I wanted to tell, but I forgot.
There's always more with Mum.
More with Mum.
So, yeah,
That's a show for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is almost going to be a regular segment now. Weird things our mom did.
Yeah.
That's right.
But, no, I was remembering, like, a couple of little tidbits from my childhood. I thought I would share because they're ridiculous.
Yeah.
So I remember one time I was still quite young. I think I was probably like 7 or 8 or something like that. And my mom wanted me to, like, read a story. Like, I was, you know, still learning how to read and that sort of thing. And I don't remember what it was. I think it was like a Berenstain Bears story or something like that.
Berenstain Bears.
Berenstain.
And so I was reading the whole thing, and she's helping me with any words I'm stuck on. It's all going great, and I'm doing some different voices for the different characters, obviously, right?
Ah, yes.
And so there's a part where they go to the library.
Oh, no.
And I think the librarian has like one line in the book. But of course, I needed a voice for the librarian. And for whatever reason, I came up with this like ridiculously nasally like voice. And I think it was something like, it was saying like, I've ordered the book. It'll be here in about a week. And that was it. That was the dialogue from the librarian. Yeah. I was like, I've ordered the book for you. It'll be here in about a week. And then I burst out laughing because of my own voice I came up with, to the point I couldn't continue reading. And Mom like got mad at me.
Why?
Because like I wasn't reading anymore because I was laughing too hard.
God, I would have laughed at that too.
Well, yeah, exactly. She might have like chuckled a little bit, but
yeah.
I just remember her being.
Just read the story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just this ridiculous voice I came up with. And what was it? Oh, and I remembered another one. This was a bit later when I was a little bit older. It was another case of Mom just being ridiculously obstinate for no reason, for no valid reason. So on her car, she had the feature where when it got dark enough, the lights would come on automatically. Which a lot of newer cars have now, but back at this time, it was still pretty rare. And so she would always just use that because like if we drive out at night, the headlights would come on and it was fine. But it got to the point that she decided the car knew better as to when the headlights needed to be used than she did.
Mom, it's not Kit.
No, exactly.
I like the car better.
So we would go we'd be out driving in like winter conditions, daytime, but like winter conditions with like blowing snow and stuff like that. And she just has like the daytime running lights on in the front that come on anyway, like no tail lights or anything. I'm trying to tell her, I'm like, well, they're saying on the radio you're supposed to put your headlight on. She's like, well, if the headlights are needed, then the car will turn them on.
What?
Like, no, that's not how it works. I'm like,
no.
But we can barely see anybody else. It would make sense to be seen, but it's too light out, so the system is going to detect that it's dark. It's a darkness thing, not a visibility thing. But she's still just like, no, but it'll, like so. One morning, she used to get me to go out and start the car, and of course the car would be in the garage, so the lights would come on because the garage was dark.
Yeah.
So I figured out to go and turn the switch to the headlights on so they would stay on even after we got out into the daytime area.
Yeah.
And I was like sitting in the back so pleased with myself that I figured this out. And like, here's my mom with her proper headlights on during snowy weather. This is great.
Yeah.
And I came home, like, she drove me to school or something. So I came home later that day, and she was actually mad at me because when she got home, the thing was bonging that the lights were left on. And she's like, I had to figure out what it was. And she's like, and you turned my lights on. I'm like, yeah, so you drive safely.
Because I wanted to make it to school alive.
Well, and didn't they introduce some kind of bylaw in Ontario where you had to have your lights on like all the time?
Well, there's the daytime running lights. That's a federal thing. So it puts the headlights on at a lower intensity than they'd be used at night.
Yeah, which makes
sense. It helps you be seen like further distances on the road and that.
For visibility, yeah.
Exactly, but it doesn't put your taillights on. It's just your headlights.
Oh, I see.
So I mean, anybody coming up behind you won't see. And so that's why they say on the radio, like when it's really foggy or low vision, they say make sure you put your full 4-way headlights on.
Yeah.
But like she just refused. She's like just decided that apparently the car knew better, and
yeah. Well, that's...
I could not understand why.
No, well, it becomes a thing that is not logic. It is just stubbornness for the sake of stubbornness.
Just she's gonna do whatever she's gonna do, and damn you.
It's like, yeah, I have decided that this is how I want to do things, and the more you try to convince me otherwise, the more determined I'll be to do them this way.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
no, it was. I've literally heard her say like, she's gonna do something this way. And I'll be like, well, why? Because that's the way I want to do it.
Yeah. Well, and that's exactly.
Like, that's not a valid reason. That's just you saying the same thing.
Yeah.
So basically, what you're saying is never do the hokey pokey with your mother.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I remembered another one. Not the hokey pokey, but
The hokey
just
pokey.
another case of mom sort of. It's a weird. This is more recent. Like I've noticed this quite a bit. You should listen for this next time. Actually, when you're chatting with her, she'll do a thing where she'll ask you something, and you'll explain it. Like you'll answer the question, and she'll say no, but I mean, and then say the exact same thing but paraphrase slightly differently. It's like you just asked me the same question twice.
I see. Say it differently.
So it'd be like,
no.
So it'd be something. Yeah, it's like should be like, well, you have to pay a deposit. Like, no, you don't have to. No, but I mean, do you have to leave a set amount of money as a security? You just asked me the same thing again.
No, you don't. But
yeah,
but do they require you to leave any kind of money whatsoever before you can do the thing? No. Well, how about? But how about if for insurance they want you to give them some money? No.
Eric, the thing you just it was in my notes as well, but thank you.
Okay, yeah, I just.
Oh my God.
But no, it's a weird thing. It's literally those same 4 words every time. No, but I mean. And then she'll do that.
Sean playing with a fidget spinner?
Is he autistic?
I'm seeing how the frame rate affects it. It looked like it was spinning backwards for a bit there.
Yeah, it's kind of the same thing as like when they film a car and it looks like the wheels are turning backwards.
That's right.
Yep.
I noticed that all the time when I was a kid, and I'd always watch for that in driving scenes. It's like, oh, there go the wheels spinning backwards.
I noticed actually Top Gear uses that effect a fair bit. Like almost it seems quite deliberately, like they'll set up to get the shot of it doing that. Not that it's an effect; it's just they just can't keep up with the frame rate of the spokes turning. But So the thing Eric was reminding me about is I have a bathroom story.
Uh-oh.
Oh no!
It's actually one from a few weeks ago that I completely forgot to tell, but.
We're all ears and asses.
And
so ears on our asses.
It was another instance of I was on the ferry, and I was actually I'd gone over with my boss, and everything like that. And so we went into the buffet for breakfast. So of course I'm just like loading up my gut with stuff. And then that happened, yeah. But so anyway, I had felt kind of like I needed to go, but I just kind of put it off, and eventually they.
You've been the full hour.
Yeah, honestly, this needs no embellishment. This one.
Okay.
So. I knew it. That's why I waited.
You're on the ferry at the buffet.
Shitting myself.
Could I get some extra bacon with that? Maybe some more scrambled eggs. Cass is looking for something.
Well, actually, I was looking for something.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, so just waiting for the next one. So anyway, they made the announcement that the ship was arriving. Stop it! I missed the muting ability. I really do.
You said you were waiting for it. I didn't want to disappoint you.
Yeah. Anyways, enough. So it's gonna take us all night to tell this story. So. I don't even know anymore.
God.
All right.
Ho ho ho.
Ho ho ho.
That's like fuck you.
All right.
I saw on the Twitch that you were doing. What are you doing now?
I don't even know. I'm just wasting time waiting for you to tell the story.
Yeah, apparently. So I'm trying to remember where I am in the story. Right, so they made the announcement that the ferry was arriving. So I'm kind of like, okay, I really probably should go to the bathroom before, before we dock or whatever, right? And so I go in, and I have my crap, and then I go to wipe, and discover I have just made the most incredible mess back there.
Oh Lord!
And it's like,
God.
and the problem too is on the ferry they give you like the marine grade toilet paper, so it's like not even one ply.
Oh.
It's literally sheet.
So I'm literally like having to take a whole bunch of it, and then I make like one pass, and like nothing was accomplished. And so I'm just like going and going and more, trying to. Yeah, I'm like going more and more, trying to get through it. I'm like, meanwhile, I can hear the engine spooling down. The ferry is now arrived and docked, and like any second they're going to start loading the cars. And I was driving a car over, so I had to get back down to the car deck, before they start unloading. And I'm still wiping like crazy. And it's like at one point I thought to myself, I'm like, am I in a nightmare right now? Like, is this really happening?
And then you woke up.
Like, seriously, I'm like, this can't be real right now.
Stupidest nightmare I've ever had.
Well,
Like, I was getting more and more panicked because I was like, normally, like when you wipe, you notice, like, as each successive one, you're accomplishing something. This wasn't happening.
That wasn't happening for me. Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking about. Oh
Yeah.
my god. Yes.
Yeah, that's actually what I thought of too during the time.
So I just quoted that.
I actually just, if you're wondering why SNI went live and then suddenly nothing happened for a long period of time, it's because I went live and had to poop, and it was one of those where I was like,
oh, God.
I pooped. Okay, wipe. The hell. Okay, wipe. The hell. Wipe. Like, okay, I swear it all came out. Where is this all coming from? And it, is like wiping a marker.
I got into my old Imgur account, and I found, or Imager rather, and I actually found a thing I made a while ago that I think is appropriate to this story. I was posted it in there. Eric in particular, I think will appreciate this.
I can't click on it in there, but okay.
No, I know. Where do you want me to post it for you to click on it?
Discord's probably the best place.
The original Cranium chat.
Okay, let me put it there. Let's pull that back in.
I've had those moments.
I needed like that. There you go.
and I understand the satisfaction of doing said second thing.
Oh,
yeah.
Or wanting to do that.
There we go.
Okay, that was pretty funny.
Yes. Not sure if should start wiping or just stand spread eagle in front of open fire hydrant. Yeah, honestly, it's times like that you really wish the bidet had caught on over here.
Yes.
100%. Yep.
Yeah, I've had something like that where it's like, a couple of wipes and you're like, I should really just get in the shower right now.
Water pick, do your magic.
Alrighty then.
I have chips. I should get those going.
Oh, and I just noticed in the same folder where I put those reaction videos, I have the documentary The Horror of It All. That title seems appropriate. That's a wonderful documentary about the history of horror movies, by the way, narrated by John Carradine and in the public domain. You can find it in 2 parts, captured from an original 16mm film print on archive.org.
Mm-hmm.
It's called The Horror of It All. It's a horrible, scratchy, janky film print, but hey,
As it should
free.
I have an old VHS of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually have it recorded from pay TV from back in the early 80s, which I captured from the EP lo-fi mono recording of it. But I grabbed the archive.org version because, quite frankly, it was better quality. But
Oh yeah, I do. It's a really bad copy. I'm going to download that one.
quite a treasure trove of stuff there. But yeah, so anyway, it's called The Horror of It All, and it's narrated by John Carradine, and it's a fun little look back on the history of horror movies. It's like not even an hour long. But yeah, there's some great stuff on there. I was looking up just random old PSA-style public domain films I could show on the breaks during cooking with Zaranyzerak. And boy, I found some gems. There's some great ones on there. I can't wait until I start showing the ones about the importance of taking home ec.
Do you have the one where the dirtiest house is the one that gets destroyed the most in a nuclear blast, and the clean house is the one that keeps standing?
I don't, but now I want to find that.
Propaganda.
Yeah, they have duck and cover.
Yep.
Yeah. Good old duck and cover. What was it? It was one of those adult cartoons, like might have been South Park, might have been Simpsons, I can't remember. But it was a parody of Duck and Cover, but it was to survive like a volcanic eruption. So
That was South Park.
Yeah, it was South Park. Yeah, okay, I couldn't remember. But it's like, yeah, just lay down on the ground and the lava will safely flow over you.
Oh, yeah. God. Oh, they have an MP4. They have they have the horror of it all in a GIF form, by the way.
Wow, that must be like such a lengthy GIF. I grabbed the MP4.
It highlights the GIF form, but
yeah.
Still. Are the move files actually bigger? Holy crap! No, they're not. Okay.
I don't know.
OGs. Okay. The
So a lot of terrible things happened this week, but also a potentially terrible thing in the next Hellraiser movie coming out soon.
Oh, that's happening again? Okay.
Yeah. Hellraiser Judgment. The trailer
Ah.
came out this week.
Oh, interesting.
Actually, it looks fairly disturbing, and I'm like, well, that would be kind of a return to form. I hope
Good.
it's like not
Should
the
be.
It's
not
better.
the kind of disturbing where I just don't want to watch it because it's terrible.
No.
There are 6 sequels that are not worth watching as long as it's better than one of those.
Wow.
I remember, like,
I'll say
you,
5 sequels.
Brandon knows. He knows better than anybody. I will sit through the most terrible tripe that exists out there.
And
But
it's
we
like,
started watching, like, the 6th Hellraiser or something like that. We got, like, 15 minutes in, and we're like, fuck this shit.
was
We
7.
couldn't make it. So,
Could-
we got
we
6 of
literally
them
couldn't
in,
make it.
and we're like, we're done. We can't do the last 2. I watched the last 3 eventually, but
I know it must be bad when you guys can't stand to watch it. Like,
Oh,
not even for
the
the
gangbang.
God.
Number 7 for my movie gaming. Like,
That
why
was-
would-
that was the one that
terrible.
killed movie gangbang, wasn't it? Like the Hellraiser sequels.
Yeah.
we never it traumatized us so bad that we never got back on track. It just kind
Yeah.
of broke our spirits.
Yeah.
It
'Cause I
broke our spirit.
remember you guys were doing that. You did invite me, and I was like, oh, maybe, you know, but I couldn't for some reason. And then you guys are already onto the sequels. I'm like, I'll just wait till you're done with those, and then I'll, you know, see if I can join in for whatever you do after. But then it just died. After that, it's like Hellraiser broke you.
Yep, it broke us.
And it never came. It came back briefly.
And they're not the worst movies I've ever seen. They're just just one a week was
It
just too much.
wear you
apparently.
down.
Apparently, they space them out. 7 days is not enough time spacing between movies.
Especially when the majority of them are just crappy scripts for other genres of movies, but with Pinhead in them.
That's right.
Yeah.
The last 4 movies of that. Yeah.
One of them directed by Scott Derrickson.
Like I said, the last 4 movies are like 4 of the movies are like that. The last movie, number 9, not the newest one, it was basically shot in like 4 or 5 days just so they could keep the rights. That was it. So it's a piece of shit. It's awful, and it's got this weird. Poor guy. I feel bad for the guy because he was just trying to get a paycheck, but it's got this awful, pudgy, not Bradley Pinhead, and it looks terrible.
Oh yeah, that was the last one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a new one that's coming out though, and it actually looks like it could be good. I don't know.
There was.
I'm not going to hold out hope.
There was.
Yeah, sorry, D-Large. We can't release any of them though because of some people involved with it not wanting their rights or licenses or anything else associated with them being public anymore. So, sorry guys.
It's unfortunate.
I was able.
I had the last one
saved. To get permission to post the the interview with the director of Iron Sky, so that's up there. And then there's a few other episodes that are live, but those are the only ones that are allowed to be up. That's it.
Yeah. You had to
Sorry,
do
guys.
Some editing basically to.
There's no way to salvage it. It's not like something you can edit around.
It's unfortunate. Yeah,
the people who do not want their licenses involved don't have no interest in it, and trying to cut around them is pervasive.
Damn it! Then don't participate in live shows.
Yeah, if you have a copy,
seriously.
keep it private. Please don't share it anywhere.
Yeah.
You can share it with people privately, but don't.
Yeah, like just
don't post it on
YouTube
YouTube.
over or something.
I
But
say
Don't
the only
post it on any. Just keep it private. Link share. You can share it amongst yourselves. Trade the tapes. That's fine, but don't post it to the public.
yeah.
That's all I'm asking.
I think the other one I have is the very last one. Saved.
I've got a chunk of them because I was co-recorder for a little while there, just like for safety, and then I think when you started streaming them on, just doing them as direct streams on YouTube, I didn't record them anymore. Or maybe no, I think I recorded a few. I've got
the majority of them too. So.
I've got a bunch of them. I know there's a couple I'm still missing that I need to grab from you at some point, but just because I was in them or whatever. But
I wish I had the one for Cabin Boy because that was the first one that actually.
For what?
Cabin Boy.
I might have that here.
I don't think I was there. Yeah, I don't think I was there. I mainly just went for the horror movies.
I would love to
Story.
watch again ours that we did for Don't Go in the Basement and Don't Go in the Basement and for Farts of Darkness.
Farts of Darkness. That was yeah.
I still need to watch that.
All the trauma stuff.
I don't have
we
Cabin
did,
Boy
and
downloaded
we
yet.
didn't know what it was. We just picked it randomly based on the title.
I've seen Terra Firma, which is what Farts of Darkness is about.
Yeah.
I've got 39 gigs of the probably 2 terabytes downloaded of them.
Nice.
In fact, I have all the Hellraiser episodes.
Perfect. We can hear all your pain.
It looked like I've got the whole Alone Forever dream.
See, those ones you could probably post because it's only you and Stout. Nobody else would do them.
I could probably make some of them. Those are the ones that are already alive. The ones that didn't involve metal or thrust.
Is there the one with where it was just you and me doing Terror Vision?
Yeah, that one should still be alive.
That should be live. Yeah, that was a fun one. I bought the Blu-ray based on enjoying that movie. Watching it at that time.
I was going to say, I always have a special place in my heart for Farts of Darkness because that was the birth of Shapes.
It was. That's right. Yeah.
Yes.
Farts of Darkness.
A gloriously, immensely fat bastard that was just looked like he was just this big asshole the entire time.
It was this large prima donna character actor that they had for it. Who was just like being a total cunt the whole time, and we just found his attitude and assholishness towards everyone amusing, and came to refer to him as Shapes.
But the amazing thing is, he had the best part of the movie.
Shapes did pass away a few years ago, though. So
he did.
Yes.
Aw, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
But
he rested his very round coffin.
Wow.
Wow. So somehow that became Cass's nickname out of that. was we refer to him as Shapes.
We heard him Shapes because he took a photo of that one guy who looks like Shapes, and he just stuck after that.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
The guy who we weren't sure if he was sitting or standing.
Oh yeah, the guy at the boat thing.
Yeah.
No offense to that gentleman.
Yeah,
grotesquely fat.
I was gonna say, yeah. I mean, it was kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I only shared it within my group of close friends. But yeah, I covertly took a picture of a guy I saw just because, yeah. Well, actually, if anything, 'cause he reminded me of the guy from the movie. That was more the reason.
That's right. That's
Look,
right.
it's Shapes. Yeah.
Look, it's real life Shapes. And then
That's what it was. Yeah, that's what I said.
And then we all started calling Cash Shapes because of the photo. It's
kinda
weird.
cute.
Well, because what it was born out of was this character actor guy in the movie. Like, yeah, he's quite fat, but not like in a traditional fat guy kind of way.
Oh, right.
And so what I did was I actually quoted, it's a line from Dane Cook's one of his stand-ups.
Yeah.
Where he's talking about like a weird guy you work with, and it's like he's not really fat, he's just Shapes.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's what I said, and then eventually, yeah, it kind of stuck.
There we go. And there you go. If you ever wondered the origin of Shapes, folks, now you know.
Yep.
So go watch Farts of Darkness, which is the making of Terror Firma, which is a film by Troma Films. And best of all, it's free to watch on their YouTube channel. They have
So is the censored version of Terra Firma, which is almost as equally as funny as the uncensored version.
Yes. But they put up pretty much their entire catalog on their YouTube page.
I love you, Daddy.
Because they finally realized, because God knows they can make any money off those fucking movies anyway.
Well, they can make ad revenue on them. They can make all the ad revenue they want.
Hey, there are a lot of fans who, for some reason, keep buying their DVDs off of their website. I'm just saying.
It's an empire. It is an empire of
buy these movies.
Schlock.
Well, at one point, Troma owned the distribution rights for My Neighbor Totoro.
Wow.
Nobody would make any bad movies if nobody was buying them. You know what I mean?
No, but I mean,
yet, there are so many bad movies out there, and they keep making more.
Well, the thing is, they're self-awaredly bad, and I think that's part of their charm, is that they make them bad knowing they're bad, and they make them intentionally to be bad, just to revel in the badness.
But they do a good job at it.
Yeah, to revel in the badness and have fun with it. Like, they make deliberately bad movies, but ones that are fun and entertaining.
Bad, not badly bad.
Yeah, well, smartly bad. Yeah, that would be a good way to put it.
Not Sharknado bullshit.
No,
that's Sharknado exploits people's want to see bad movies.
Yeah.
It's essentially like it's basically making fun of you.
Yeah. See,
because
but with
you like bad movies. That's basically what it's doing.
With Troma, it's like you're in on the joke with them. You know, with something like Sharknado, it's like, as you say, they're trying to exploit that idea. But with Troma, it's like they're having fun doing it for you, and it's like they're in on the joke with you. You know, kind of like, huh? You see that? Huh? Boobs. And then that monsterator, huh? Just picture Lloyd Kaufman sitting next to you in the theater the whole time.
Yeah. If you want to know what that's like, go watch the AVGN episode.
Yes. Rosie actually loves that episode. I had to explain to her who Lloyd Kaufman was, but she thought he was hilarious in that, just how he's so off the wall and goofy. But yeah, good stuff.
I was gonna say the other thing I like with Parts of Darkness is when we did the group viewing of it. Is one of the instances of recording of me falling asleep on cam.
Oh yeah, you were that enthralled.
Well, I was really tired, and like I think our conversation went on for a while, and so I didn't realize I was dozing off until all of a sudden I heard everybody burst out laughing and heard somebody asleep.
Oh, of course, because you snore like a chainsaw when you sleep.
Yeah, that was just it. This is long before the CPAP days, so.
So you probably
that was just it. I
started snoring loudly.
I drifted off. And I forgot who it was, but I think somebody was saying it's really neat in this movie. I really see like the passion for filmmaking.
Is someone asleep?
Well, of course, there was the infamous "Is Cast Making Food" night.
Yes.
Oh yeah. There you go. I woke up from my half-hour nap. We thought you were making food.
Yeah, we were all waiting to see smoke pouring out of the chicken area. The kitchen area.
Chicken area. What?
The
Oh
what?
my god!
He said
Not the
chicken
chicken
area.
area. That's disgusting. You
Wow.
But yeah, no, we unfortunately that night wasn't recorded, but it was just like all of us just hanging out one night. And yeah, I said I was gonna go make food,
Oh
but
yeah.
before I did that, I was just had one of those. I'm just gonna lie down and rest my eyes for a minute, and I was like out cold like within a minute.
Yeah.
And I just had like a quick half-hour power nap. That was all. I guess I think I'd been up really late the night before or something. And
Just to recharge the
so,
batteries
of
enough.
course, everybody hears me start snoring through my mic, and they can see me. Like my bed was visible.
Yeah.
I think partly from where I was. They could see me passed out on the bed.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, somebody was like, "Wait, didn't he say he was making food?"
Oh,
And everyone's
that's
like,
right.
"Oh god, oh god!" And so like apparently everybody just started screaming into their mics to try and wake me
Yeah.
up. But of course, my headphones are plugged in, so I can hear any of it.
Yeah.
I think Dallin was there that night, and he was just like, "Yes!"
Yeah, because we all had that fear that you had fallen asleep making food, heating something up.
Yeah, I felt like
exactly.
the
You're gonna be
stove was on or
we're gonna be on camera sitting here watching you burn to death as you napping.
Exactly. Sleeping through the raging inferno.
So yeah, I woke up and I had like 28 missed calls from Sean or something. It's like dialing me like crazy.
Wake up!
And then yeah, I just sort of like sauntered back over and was like, "Oh hey guys, yeah, I just had a little nap." And everyone's like all frazzled and freaking out.
We're like, go check on your food.
But I hadn't put anything on, and actually, as a rule, when I'm that tired, and I think I explained this to you guys, when I'm that tired, I don't cook.
Yeah.
When I said I was going to go make food, I was actually going to put something in the microwave. So I just had like something to heat up.
Oh. I'll
But,
just put this on for 800 minutes.
So I was gonna
That'll
say-
be safe.
Because in theory, the microwave has a timer, so it shuts
Yes.
off. But
Yes.
because actually, our dad did that once. He fell asleep while he was cooking.
Oh yeah.
I think he was
Burn the house
making-
down.
He did start a fire, actually.
Oh great. That's wonderful.
He was, I think, making fries on the stove.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was like
Oh,
waiting for
grease
the oil.
fire then, hey?
That's great.
He's
That's
waiting-
the best kind.
He was waiting for the oil to heat up. And
Well,
apparently, yeah, he went over to the couch and then he just dozed off. And he woke back up, like, not long after, but like a little bit after. And you heard this weird, like, popping noise.
Uh-huh.
And apparently that was because the oil had heated up so much and the fire was actually melting the buttons on the stove and they were, like, popping.
Oh my god. It's
Um,
okay, just
yeah.
throw some water on it. It'll be fine.
No, don't do that, anybody.
Now, seeing the videos of your dad from like years and years ago, if it was recorded, he would have been like, "Well, this is kind of boring watching this fire go out." and everything."
Yeah, I know. Well, this is really exciting, isn't it? Watching me put out a grease fire. Some really exciting programming here, folks.
Yeah, that one video where he looks like Lee Van Cleef because it's so blue.
I was saying,
I liked actually.
I need to.
Well, I was
do
gonna say I like.
like-
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, as I was editing that, I thought I have to do a compilation of all the times he says it's boring. And then even like in the car video, like in all the traveling in the car videos, like I'm filming it, and he's like, "Wow, is that ever gonna be boring?" And then, I don't know if you watched the road trip video, but at the beginning,
I haven't.
he says, I said, "Yeah, I'm gonna be documenting the journey," and you just hear him say, "Oh God."
Uh-huh. Well, I could
He's
tell he
like-
was fucking annoyed. He's
But
just-
he
At one
says,
point, he was like, "Sean, get
My
the camera."
goddamn son with his fucking camera.
You know? But yeah, and he says, "So, do you think anybody's gonna watch it except you?"
That reminds me of
I know YouTube would be invented. 16
It reminds me-
years ago.
Yeah, that reminds me when Kevin Smith's talking about his dad whenever he saw Kevin Smith doing weird shit. He's like, "Grace, this fucking kid again."
Get the camera out of my face.
I was just talking to Dad a few nights ago, and I mentioned how I'd watched the video and that, and he quoted himself saying that line, and I pointed out to him that actually people had commented on that in the comments. He actually just laughed. He thought it was pretty funny that people liked that line.
Which one? The
get the camera out of my face shot.
Oh yeah.
Well, I love the pause too, because he's explaining. He's like, "Well, we don't want to go down this road, so we'll just go a few miles this way, and we'll find a place to eat." Get the camera out of my face, Sean. And it just cuts right there. I also like. There's kind of an instance of sort of seeing where Sean and I descend from.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed there was an instance kind of similar to "So What Happened? They Broke."
Oh.
when you stop at the gas station and you come in and you're explaining how apparently you were lost or something, and you're like, "So what's the word?" He's like, "I thought I was on the right road, and I was."
Bird. Bird is the word.
Yeah, I know. I was doing it like a news broadcast. So, how are we gonna, get our way out of this terrible fix and blah blah blah.
What are you gonna do now?
Keep driving.
What's interesting though, watching it, the bit that led up to that, was really neat for me. Actually, seeing parts of Toronto I recognized even that many years ago.
Oh yeah.
Like obviously, I could recognize John Street right in the very beginning.
Yeah.
Because that's right where you set off, and then when Dad asked if you wanted coffee, I knew exactly where he was going to get the coffee. Would have been the Max right by the house. But yeah, when you see past the sign for Oakville, I could tell from the video. I knew pretty much what had happened and how you had ended up going the wrong way.
Yeah.
So I thought that was kind of interesting.
Oh, I see.
It probably was due to the fog. He probably just missed the sign, because there's a part like an area sort of near where the airport is, where the two freeways kind of split off. So I think he went the wrong way down the split.
I see.
And then he's like, "Oakville, am I on the right road?" Got to you at a gas station getting directions.
Interesting. Yeah, and there's a part in there where I think you pointed out, Stout, where we were listening to a radio play, and we would often do that rather than listening to music. Sometimes we listen to music, but often we would listen to radio dramas and stuff like that, or books on tape. Dad's logic being it forces you to pay more attention, because you're trying to listen to the story and the what's going on, rather than music, which can just kind of lull you to sleep.
Yeah.
So we brought like a case of cassettes of old radio shows and stuff, and one of the ones was an old radio adaptation from like the 40s or 50s of 1984, and it was like full cast radio drama. Yeah, it was. And it was interesting to me because I always remembered listening to that on a road trip with Dad, but I had forgotten that it was that road trip. So that's actually the first version of 1984 I ever experienced, was that radio play. And I've been trying to find out which version it was now. Of course, there's so many adaptations of it over the years. It's like 4 different movies, and there's tons of radio versions. I don't know which one it was. So now that I have a little clip of it in there, I can compare it to ones that I find and see, until I find the right one. Because, I just really want to have that one because it was the first time I'd ever experienced the story. I love old radio dramas, radio plays.
I mean, too. Similar to that, when I used to do some of the long road trips I've done, I've always had the satellite radio.
Oh, yeah.
And I found I like listening to the comedy channels a fair bit.
Oh, yeah.
Because it cycles through a fair bit, and you sort of get different ones and that. So it's actually a lot of comedians I've kind of, a lot of comedians that I know now I've actually kind of learned or gotten to know from the satellite radio. Like Jim Gaffigan was one of them. Actually, I heard some of his bits on the satellite radio, and then eventually saw him live in 2014. That and news, actually, the news channels I listen to a fair bit.
Those tuna
These will
spindles.
lull me to sleep. God damn.
Well, eventually it starts repeating after a while. Yeah, it does. But then it's fun to flip between CNN and Fox and just hear the different slants on stuff.
Well, then you want to turn to Alex Jones and listen to some fucking nut job talk about some paranoid bullshit.
They're turning the friggin' frog guy.
I understand the appeal of that. Like, who wouldn't want to listen to somebody literally just going off on some paranoid delusion? That sounds fun. But then what disturbs me is how many people actually take him seriously. That's where I'm like, wait a minute. Stop taking this guy seriously. Not only is he a paranoid, delusional mess, not only is he fucking fucked in the head, almost guaranteed, but he's also kind of a racist. I don't know. I don't like the guy.
Sorry, who? I missed who you were talking
Alex
about.
Jones.
Oh, Alex Jones. Well, he's also insane.
Yeah, so I was saying.
And I mean, he says that it's just a character that he plays, but I don't know. I've heard that
It's a terrible character to play.
Yeah, yes, it's a terrible character. Get a new character. You want me to believe that that's a character that you play? Let me see you play a different character. You know,
I mean, absolutely, to a certain degree, he's playing a character. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But then when you see him, like, legit just fucking have a psychotic break on fucking television or live on stream or whatever he does, you know.
Just a complete
When you
meltdown.
fucking when you see that, it's just like, that's not somebody playing a character. That's somebody who legitimately just got fucked in the head and their anxiety, their panic attack went boom, and now they can't stop talking about this ridiculous idea they have in their head. And it happened recently. He was talking about this guy who works. We're talking about
Alex Jones.
Oh, okay. We're talking about that guy. He's not racist. He's just
talking. No. He was talking about this guy, and then he compared him to another guy. He's talking about this guy he didn't like. Compared him to another guy on CNN. He's like, this guy kind of looks like this other guy here on CNN. And then he goes off on this fucking insane, ridiculous fucking tangent about this guy at CNN who he was just comparing, like, in terms of how he looked to the other guy.
Belly laugh? Because I always start laughing when
he starts growling. And he starts talking, I see you. I see you. I know what you're trying to do to me. And it's like, oh my God, you're not just playing a character. You are fucked in the head.
No. He's not fucked in the head. This happens to every single person who plays a character. You play the character long enough, you start becoming the character.
Yeah.
Look at Bruce Campbell. All right? He doesn't act, he plays that character. You hire him to play that character. You know what I mean? Like, just William Shatner, like, it just, these characters, people who play this one character for too long, that becomes them. They do it so much that it just becomes part of them. Hulk Hogan is a perfect example. Hulk Hogan and Terry Bollea are the same person now. They're no longer separate. They're literally the same entity because he's been doing it for so long, he cannot separate it. And I feel like Alex Jones is the same way. He started that way. He started as a character. You look at his early stuff. He rants, but it's not like crazy. And as time goes on, he slowly begins to believe his own bullshit because he keeps spouting it over and over again. Next thing you know, he's ranting about some random guy at CBS or NBC or whoever because he doesn't like him. And you're laughing. And you're laughing because it's the most insane shit you've heard since about 5 minutes ago.
And that's why people like him. That's why people watch.
I love Alex Jones for that reason because I don't think it's crazy. Seriously, it's just fucking hilarious entertainment to me. This is like, and it gives me insight into crazy people on the other side, you know? You understand, like, oh, this is what their problem is. This is why they're unintentionally racist in some
Hello,
cases.
Mr. Hulk.
It's like how Bruce Banner and the Hulk used to be separate and trying to keep each other separate from each other until eventually they were able to coexist and at times literally became the same person, one in one's mind in the body of the other.
Alex Jones hulked
So-
out, is what you're saying.
That's right.
Separate but equal.
Exactly.
You went
Separate
full
but
Hulk.
Well, you know, I mean,
Oh,
puny
God.
Banner will never be truly equal to Hulk, but still, Hulk understands what you mean. Yeah. I've been enjoying the old Hulk story. I'm sad because I'm almost at the end of that Epic collection. There's only a few more Tales to Astonish issues to go. And no idea when Volume 3 is coming. Volume 3 will be the end of the Tales to Astonish run and the beginning of the regular Hulk series, finally, when it stayed for good. But, yeah, it's been good times. Good times.
There, I shared the Alex Jones rant I was talking about in the chat.
Oh, okay.
I'm hoping that...
Yes, I know Donald Trump takes him seriously.
That should tell you something right there.
But
Yeah.
guess what?
Yeah.
You shouldn't. You should just laugh along and then just sigh when you realize there are people who are taking it seriously because they exist, and that's unfortunate. But
Because they think they're smarter than you are because they listen
No.
to Alex.
that's not
Because
at all.
they's woke, son.
There's
They
no
know how it
smarter than you are.
really is.
That comes up after they tried to tell you things that are insane that
Yeah.
they believe, and then you don't believe them. That's when they say, "Well, I guess I'm just smarter than you." They don't actually believe that until you don't believe their insane rambling. That's
Exactly.
no one thinks they're better than they're right off the bat necessarily, unless they're
Wake up, sheeple.
prejudiced, of course. But
Chemtrails, yo.
chemtrails, oh
Chemtrails.
God,
Yeah.
please don't even. It's not even a conspiracy, guys.
Big
How do you make
paleo.
money on chemtrails? How do you make money on flat Earth? How do you make money on a fake moon landing? How do you make money on that? How do you make
Yeah.
money on that? How do you still make money on that?
Selling advertising time, clearly,
Yeah,
for the
no.
televised.
Or climate change. How do you make money on climate change? You don't
Why
you lose money on climate change.
Selling books about it being fake.
I don't know, man. It's just like the first thing that there's a conspiracy like, oh, Tower 7 fell and the
That's
control
actually
what end? What is the actual end? And they give you this concoction, but that's
the
But
only
where do you
people
get this
making
thing?
money from conspiracy theories are the conspiracy theorists.
Yep.
the people who write books exploiting you. That's right. That's it. That's the people who are making money off you. Alex Jones exploits you because he sells you prepper shit. Like, oh look, your kitchen table could also be your meal ticket in an apocalypse.
You can
literally
eat
sell-
the table.
No, you don't understand. There's an ad on Alex Jones that's trying to sell you these food prep, like these food supplements that are the food like freeze-dried food or whatever. That's like it's like MREs kind of that are supposed to last for a long fucking time. And actually, you know what? I hear they're actually kind of fucking okay. I mean, considering like prepper food's usually terrible. And then one of the selling points is it's telling you should replace your kitchen table with literally 14 cases and a freaking piece of wood. No joke. They're telling you can make a new kitchen table out of this thing. I'm not making this up. I'm like, I wish they were making a joke, but this is literally something they advertise in this commercial. Someone could fucking find it.
He has advertised some fucking
There it is.
ridiculous stuff.
Okay. I don't remember what Blu-ray this is from, but I was
There's
going to
one
mention it at the time, and I kept forgetting. But it was a Walmart exclusive sticker. See, Walmart exclusive. And it contains over 30 minutes of bonus content and packaging. I
Over
love that it has more than 30 minutes of packaging.
Yeah.
One of my favorite
In
moments
30 minutes to open it.
out there's a clip of Alex Jones, and he's like doing like something like, "Oh, I'll try it right now," and he's like starts making this drink prep, right? This fucking like weird milkshake thing, and he takes one sip and he's like, "Oh, it's delicious." It's really you see him like trying not to throw up. It's the best thing. Oh my god! I'm gonna have to find it and put it in shit post. I'm gonna have to put it in shit post. at some
Oh, and
point.
by the way, kids, don't eat Tide Pods. Just saying. I know they
What?
look like
Why is that a
candy.
thing?
because
don't
people
know.
are stupid.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I
you
ha-
could die doing that. Don't even. It's not funny.
Yeah. No, I know.
I'll
Not
tell
that
you
I
why.
thought-
Why that's the thing.
Yeah.
fucking white people.
You have explained this to your daughter, right? She has a YouTube channel.
I was just going to say, now, yes, my daughter has a YouTube channel. I did not think she would be stupid enough to do anything like that, because I have faith in her, and she is smart and has common sense. But I did talk about it with her anyway, because I'm sure she would have heard about it. And I said, just so you know, there's another one of those stupid challenges going around, and it's where they're eating, like, dishwasher detergent, like the things that I have. And she's like, why? It's like, exactly. And I said, I know you wouldn't do that, but I just wanted to say for the record, don't do that, because you could get sick or die.
Yeah, you'll probably get sick. You might die. You'll definitely throw up.
She's like, okay, don't worry, I won't do that. Like, okay, good.
Tell her not to do the cinnamon challenge either, because that can kill you too.
Yeah.
Like, that's a horrible death too.
She doesn't. I mean, when she does challenges, it's usually pretty innocent stuff, like the Bean Boozled challenge. You know, it's like, oh, I might get a gross one,
right?
And that's pretty much it. And then beyond that, it might be like, you know, like, I mean, there's the fun, innocent ones, like try not to laugh. You know, you watch a fun video,
of course.
or I like the one, try not to feel satisfied. It's just all these things like a knife slowly cutting through a slice of moist cake or something like that. You know, all these things that are so satisfying to watch.
I'm not satisfied with this. Nope, not good enough.
Totally not satisfied.
See, but the problem with you, though, Sean, is you're the exact opposite. When that video came out about here's a video that will trigger everybody with OCD, you're just like, this is so satisfying.
I know.
Cutting the cake all wrong and, like,
biting into the entire bar of Kit Kats.
Yeah.
The closet anarchist, that's why.
Yeah.
Fuck the rules! Burn it all down!
I just want to watch the world burn.
Yep.
Heck the police! Heck the police!
Biting into the whole roll of roll-up gum. And...
Oh, Lord.
Was it like a Subway sandwich or something and taking a bite like from the middle or something?
That's right.
Yeah, roll up or the fruit by the foot. Was that fruit by the foot?
It was one of those like roll
bubble
up
tape.
gum.
Bubble tape.
Bubble tape.
Yes.
That's what it was. Yeah.
I hate when I'm watching some of them and I see what's coming. It's like they start folding a piece of paper. I'm like, don't you fucking dare! And then sure enough.
I like the one where they pour all the Skittles and M&Ms into the same bowl.
Oh,
That's just mean.
And just mix them up.
The Canadian Smarties too.
Yeah, it would not work with Smarties because Smarties they're shaped differently.
But then you put Reese's Pieces in there too.
Oh, see now I would love that.
Yeah.
It'd be like every handful would be a surprise.
No, you don't understand. You'd get like a fucking like mango peanut butter. Weird stuff. Like, if you eat one at a time, you'd probably be fine. But,
one at a time. See, I always eat them one at a time. So
yeah, that would be the surprise. Like, that was good. Oh, peanut butter. You know, that would be that'd be
one
fun.
at a time. Yeah.
As a fat guy, that would not fool me because I know the approximate feel of a Skittle versus the approximate feel of an M&M.
I've had the solution for you. You got joy in your life again. Rubber glove.
I'm picturing like
fool the fat
I'm picturing
guy.
the meme. I'm picturing the meme of the woman doing all the calculations and like that. It's now calculating the weight of the candy or there's information.
This is a little more round than a particular usual.
Clearly a Skittle.
That's that doesn't feel
calculating
like
pi r squared.
Push it a little bit here. Yeah, this is definitely a Skittle.
Well, I mean, the other thing that they fail to, factor into the equation is do Skittles not have an S printed on them and M&Ms have an M?
Well, I'm just saying, even if I couldn't see it, all I would need is to feel it.
But there are literate people out there.
Well, and dyslexic. All the M's look like S's, the S's look like S's. I don't know what's real anymore.
People as I know as people.
The M's look like S's.
My S's look like S's.
I was like,
look like W's. No, you just got it upside down. No, I'm.
Like a pineapple. It tastes like a pineapple.
Well, now it looks like an E. You have it sideways.
Or then E.
Why is it a 3? The other sideways.
What's
Someone
the
mixed up
W
my
can
M&Ms. There's E's and M's and W's and 3's in here. Who's the jerk?
It's like an old bash.org quote I saw where somebody drew like a thing with like ASCII art or something.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, dude, how did you make that inverted B? And then he's like, wait.
Inverted B.
Look at the word my alphabet cereal spelled. It says ooh.
Those are Cheerios.
I like that the awkward cam is you sitting on your own head.
Speaking of Family Guy, the 300th episode airs tomorrow.
The what?
No,
Oh, wow.
the awkward in the head camera, you'd actually have full body photo view.
Oh, yeah. That's kind of weird.
Yeah, they're just in the wrong order.
Just
Yeah, no, you're
reverse
sitting on
it,
your own head.
switch them around. I wonder if I
It's like that one time that
Hold on,
Skid
if I
Slip was wearing a
move
green
them.
shirt and so was Castle's on top.
Oh, yeah. We just like merged into each other.
Hold on.
Gonna move it
Oh,
right
man.
now.
Getting in the way here.
Wait, what was this?
There. Hang on. There.
Oh my
Look
god.
kind of really gaping, but it works.
Oh my god, what am I looking at? It's like a weird.
Double-ended arm.
Your underhand have your dick though, so you're holding both your heads and thinking.
Do the chickens have large talons?
It's the best porn ever. There's your fucking thumbnail right there. Just you grabbing your own weird mutant thing.
Perfect.
What
Well,
the fuck was that?
I just look like I'm really strangely elongated now.
I know.
Hey, get out of it.
Why is
Oh
one
my
arm
God,
so much
amazing.
bigger
That's
than the
long
other?
hair.
It looks like the Ready Red Player One poster with the fucking leg that's too long.
Oh, what is wrong? Oh my god!
He looks so small.
What is happening? Oh my god!
Oh, I hope you're so high right now and it's making even less sense.
Oh my god. Ow, my face hurts.
Rub some peanut butter on it; it'll be fine.
Put some bacon on it. Let's talk about that. Your face hurts, rub some bacon on it, and it feels better.
Oh my god.
I can't get the get the shirt aligned.
That's because they're at different angles. That's why they
Hang
can
on.
never align.
There. No.
They can never align perfectly
There.
because you're at different angles. You gotta line up the cameras better. Oh, goddamn, Sean.
Oh. All right. Well.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh my god. That was. Why didn't we do that all night?
I didn't notice it until just now.
Yeah.
I'm so high I became one with the universe, and I was like, oh, wait a minute.
You're almost a complete person over there. Oh, let me fix that. Now the whole thing is an awkward cam. Oh my god, that was too funny. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, where we ended last week with some Amiga techno music. You all seem to enjoy it, so I thought I'd give some more to you this week and to end off the show. So have yourselves a great week. I may do more cooking this week. I don't know. We'll see. I may even do some gaming. Oh my god. Honestly,
What?
7 to 3:30 shifts this week and next week. And honestly, it just destroys me. I tend to not get very much sleep and just be very tired a lot of the time. So we'll see how the energy levels are. In the meantime, I'm going to at least try to crank out some update videos this week. Oh, by the way, most of you probably already know this, but I'll just say it for the few who don't. YouTube made a change recently that I actually like. They got away. They did away with the discussion tab on like your main sort of channel page, and changed it to something called the community tab, which is, I think, so much better because hardly anybody has used the discussion tab. It's basically the discussion tab was for people who wanted to leave a message on your channel rather than just on a specific video. And honestly, I think I've received like 2 messages there in the past 5 years. Like nobody ever uses it. So they changed it to the community tab, and the community tab lets us as creators do a few more things, like in terms of promoting videos and whatnot, but also in terms of interacting with you guys. One of which is it allows us to put polls there, like you can vote on stuff. So, which I thought was really cool because, so I was like, well, fuck yeah, the first thing I'm going to do is ask what you guys want to see. Because you're always, you know, a lot of you give me suggestions and such on what kind of videos you want me to do, but always in the comments it's very disparate and all over the place. I thought, let's just do a definitive poll. You guys tell me what videos you want me to bring back or do more of, and just, you know, so I know. So I'm touching base with you, seeing what you guys want to do, and we'll just kind of take it from there, and I'll try to do that. But it gives me a starting point, because then I know what you guys are kind of waiting for and want to see, and then, you know, I have a better idea of what kind of stuff to work on. So I'm just about finished putting together the batch of MMC Retro episodes, so I can get back to other stuff, just kind of waffling on what other stuff to do. So I figured I'd ask you guys what you would like to see. So check out the poll. There's a few different options there. There's already been like over 200 people voting, which is awesome. Really glad that everybody just kind of jumped right onto that. So yeah, by all means, let your voice be heard. There's a comment section under the poll as well, so if you want to elaborate on why you picked the one you picked, you can, you know, by all means leave a comment there. There's some really great comments there so far, and thank you to all of you who have participated. All right, any last words from you guys? Anything coming up on your channels this week?
I think I found a video of Alex Jones trying the caveman.
Oh god.
Okay.
It's that liquid diet thing.
One of the options in your poll for what videos you should do should just be Dr. Who.
Well,
Halloween reviews.
Okay. Hold on a second.
yeah. So anyway, have yourselves a great week, everybody, and we'll see you when we see you. So until then, thanks for watching, thanks for chatting, and sayonara. And let's listen to some Amiga Tunes. Might play a couple. I'm kind of in a Amiga Tunes mood, so enjoy.
Happy Hour!
I need armor to armor them down. 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 We've already said. We've already said. We've already said. We've already said.
Good night, everyone.